All right, we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Performance Seminar. It is the 1st of March, and we have one lovely young pianist here with us today who's going to perform for us a very special piece. So I'm going to go ahead and hand the microphone over to, not him, you. All right, Sonya, take it away. Go ahead and introduce yourself and your piece of music when you're ready, please.
Okay, I'm Sonya, and I'm going to be playing humorous.
Amazing. How was that?
I messed up a few times because I was kind of nervous.
Hey, no need to be. Hey, this is interesting. Is your camera following you as you play?
Yeah,
What? I've never seen such a thing. How does that
it's.
work? What kind?
I didn't really set it up. When I got my new iPad, it kind of just followed me.
That is pretty clever. All right, well done. Lots of great work here. I think you picked a pretty good tempo for it as well. Pretty good tempo. Just means though that you need to keep up with it when you get to
Yeah,
the. I was like, wow, it's going so quickly. It's fine. I mean, you can play at a quick speed, but you need to make sure that you can keep up with it. You know?
yeah,
But I thought for the most part, you played with a lot of great energy. All your notes were there. I especially love the left hand. Nice and crisp. Bum, 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 bum. I mean, if anything, to make it more humorous, you could play it slightly slower because it's so quick at the moment. It actually sounds like someone's running. But yada dun, yada dun. And you can be really light with these right hand yada bum 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 bum. And then when you have these sforzando, yada bum bum dun dun dun, exaggerate them just a little bit. Because it just, yeah, I think that's what's going to make it sound a little bit more mischievous, right?
yeah,
Don't you think? Because there's quite a lot of detail in this with these slurs and these staccatos and these sforzandos. So by pulling it back just a wee bit, it means that you don't really have to get so nervous about playing it fast. You can focus more on making it sound fun, right? So you do that with like a nice crisp left hand. That was all fine. And then listen back to your recording and ask yourself whether you went quiet enough here, right? To really contrast. So when you get to the piano, you really want to bring down the volume so that people that are listening are like, what's going to come next? You know, it's like, what's coming up next? And you get to here, and then I'll tell you what's coming up next, a sforzando again. And then when you have this section here, thought you did this rather well. Your hands were nice, everything was in place. But same thing, really hammer out these accents. And then start small so that your crescendo is more effective. So something that you can consider is that a crescendo means get quiet. I think it's a really good thing to keep in mind. A lot of people see crescendo and they just start building the dynamic straight away. But you've got nowhere to go if you don't start quiet, right?
yeah,
Get here, start quiet, and and then when you get to this here, rotate the hand on the keys. Almost kind of like you're opening a door, right? So I couldn't quite see your hands, but I think that if you allowed it to move a little bit more, like wriggle on the keys, you'd be able to play it quicker, and you have more control of the sound.
yeah,
So keep that in mind, right? Don't just keep the hand still like that, because the hand gets tense, but you just roll it like that. And then when you have yada, see how my hand just kind of flops over the keys? So you're using the shape of your hand in like a relaxed position to create the sound. Good, yeah. And then hammer this out. Once you can really nail this chromatic scale, boom, 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 then really go boom. drop the bomb on the last note. Cool. Do these comments make sense to you?
Definitely. It's actually stuff I've heard before. Like I've played right before when I was practicing it. I actually did all of those and it sounded really good. And I got super nervous and I kind of forgot everything.
It happens. It happens. So now that you've got this one out of the way, what you should do is you should come back and perform in like another week or two. And do you have it by memory yet?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then you can play it and then have it with a new level of understanding and a new focus. Because if you come in and you're like, okay, I got to do so many things and I'm not quite sure if I'm going to get it right, naturally the body is just going to freeze up and then nothing happens and you just rush it. But if you practice with this intention, okay, what are some of the things I need to consider? Okay, I'm going to slow the tempo down, bring up my articulation, exaggerate my dynamics, and like maybe three things. Take a breath, like get a hold of yourself. Don't let the nerves will be there. Trust me, like I've been playing over 30 years, they're still here. But you learn to work with it, like what's inside, like okay, because like, oh, something's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen? A beautiful performance is gonna happen. So that's what you got to train. Another thing you could do is just record yourself with a cell phone or your iPad because it simulates the feeling of being in a performance, like someone's watching. So I mean, try that. Like, once a day, just put your phone on and then go, right, I'm going to perform everything I've practiced so far. Even if it's, let's say you get given a new piece, right? Maybe it's just one line. Practice performing the one line. Because when you perform, it's a direct reflection of how you've been practicing. You get it? So if you're practicing and you really strengthen your mind and your feeling of being in front of a camera, when you do something like this, Sonya's piece of cake. Trust me. Yeah. So anyway, watch this video again. I know I gave you a lot today. So, hopefully some of it will stick. But come back very soon and try some of this stuff out. Yeah?
Okay.
Cool. Do you have any other thoughts? Or any things that you want to say before you go?
No.
I want to thank my mom, thank my dad. I want to thank the Academy. Thank you for having me. I love you, America. Okay, awesome. Well, happy watching the video and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right. See you, Sonya. Thank you. Bye. All right. And that was Performance Seminar.